Marijuana edibles has just been recently legalized in Canada, and if you would like to know more what that means to us, how does that affect our life, continue watching this video. Hey, this is Felix.
Hi, this is Alfred.
So yeah, today's topic, we want to talk about marijuana edibles, and it has been recently legalized, and we want to kind of know more about what that means to us, and we want to share what we found.
Okay, the first question. What are marijuana edibles?
Right, so it's basically any food product that have injected marijuana in there. It could range from a lot of different things. It could go from brownies, just things like candies, gummies, things basically, anybody would just see it as a snack, right? It could be something that you can eat.
Yeah, I would.
Or it could go up to even dogs have dog treats that have injected marijuana in there as well.
It's interesting. So it happens in our daily life. Huh?
Yes, so it could easily be just very accessible around our life, right? But that being said, right, like there are some rules and regulations that have been put in there to make sure, when we actually got those things, we know they are actually injected marijuana in there. Right?
Okay, actually, these regulations have come into effect on October the 17th. That means a week ago. But the products won't come into the market in about 2 months.
Yeah.
So probably you'll get it in December. And the regulation says all these products can only sold by authorized distributors or retailers. That, in other words, you can't buy it in a supermarket. It's only safe probably in those shops now selling marijuana products. That's a good thing. At least you have some kind of a control that it won't really, flooded our daily life,
Yeah.
And also, according to regulations, this kind of product cannot infused with alcoholic beverage.
Okay.
Or tobacco, or nicotine, or caffeine. In other words, this product only can contain marijuana substance. Other than that, they can't do it together with alcoholic beverage, tobacco, nicotine, caffeine. These are all those, harmful substances.
Right.
Yeah. And also, there are very strict rules on the labeling. Why? Why they have a strict labeling? One very important issue is that you have to prevent those companies making beautiful packaging to attract the children.
Yeah.
Because, we just said all these sort of products can appear in candies, biscuits, all these are very attractive to children. So, in other words, they wanted to make those packaging, not very attractive. But again, it's how to execute the point, I don't know. Because the term attractive or whatever is very difficult to define. So I don't know. Let's see how the government control those packaging. And then one good thing is that you can't sell marijuana food in a restaurant. Restaurants are not to sell them if the food contains marijuana. So at least it won't affect our daily eating habit at all.
That's good. Yeah. Now we kind of talk about how people can get marijuana potentially, and when it's gonna come out, how are we gonna get it? Is eating marijuana actually more dangerous than smoking marijuana?
Okay, that's a good question. In the first instance, I thought a food with marijuana won't be that harmful.
Yeah.
But according to professionals, it's not. Okay, the effects of smoking marijuana will come into the real feeling in a few minutes. You feel high very soon when you smoke it. However, if you take those edibles, they take 1 to 3 hours to digest the food in the stomach, and it is absorbed very slowly. Because the whole process has to go through the liver.
Yeah, yeah.
The liver takes time to bring into the bloodstream. So it takes a lot longer than smoking to have those effects.
Okay.
So in other words, you don't have that feeling for for a while. So you thought it may eat more to create that feeling.
Yeah.
So it ends up that you will consume a lot more of this marijuana content than just smoking.
Yeah.
And this would be dangerous because you don't know how much you have taken in.
Yes. This actually reminds me of, when you have alcoholic beverage that is just like, let's say red wine versus like a
Brandy.
really like a sweet alcoholic drink. Like those really low percentage, maybe 3 to 5%, but they're like super sweet. It's like almost like a iced tea, right? It's so easy for you to drink 2 or 3 of those and end up you just figure out you're actually drinking too much versus just a glass of red wine. Like the first time you eat it, you already feel the effect of the alcoholic. So I definitely see that people can easily end up like consuming more than they could or they should for marijuana. Yeah.
And also, it's unlike marijuana. The grass itself, those food having that kind of so-called THC content, it's very difficult to measure. You won't know how much it, in fact, is inside the food. So again, you have no idea how the exact amount you're taking.
No.
What is even worse is that when somebody is taking medications, those medications may have the marijuana content as well.
Okay. So
these two adding up together may cause a really dangerous content. I mean, this concentration will jump up even 5-fold because of that. This medication at the same time you take the edibles. So it's really again a very.
So it's kind of like when you drink different kind of alcohol.
Something like that.
You kind of mix them together.
Because you don't realize that a particular medication have a THC content as well. Yeah. You may not realize that.
Right. That's true. Okay. Yeah, if you're not very familiar
again, it would cause unexpected doses of those contents in your blood.
So it does sound like that the main reason why eating marijuana is more dangerous than smoking is because it's easier to overdose eating it versus smoking it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think there should be some ways to help the users to
understand how much they consume and how
to understand the risk and to tackle the problem. Otherwise, everybody get overdosed. Problem.
What is your take? What is your thoughts about having this being legalized?
Okay. Well, since you have legalized marijuana, you've got some kind of regulations on how people should use, where to buy. For the same reason, if you don't control or you don't have regulations on these edibles, it's just like the original argument that some very bad products will flood the market and nobody knows how bad it is.
Right.
And under control, under the proper control, people will know what kind of product is legalized or which product is a little bit safe.
Yeah.
And where to buy, and eliminate the profits made by those gangs, and the drug people. With a proper regulation, probably they would fade out, I would say, but not exactly gone. It's hard, but at least you let the users have a better picture of what kind of product in the market and which one are more trustworthy.
So technically, by legalizing marijuana edibles, it have some sort of safety net in there where people would know whether what they're consuming have marijuana or not. Thus, it's less risky that way, in that sense.
Yeah, in a way, I mean, especially to the youngsters, it's easy that they would get attracted or get induced by these drug dealers, to buy something which they don't know what it is.
Yeah.
With a proper regulation, it will eliminate this sort of risk.
Well, the way I see it as well is now that marijuana edibles is legalized, I'm not sure, I don't have any friends who have kids or in high school or elementary school, whether or not they actually have any sort of education, like STEM education in school that talks about these kind of things. Because if not, then it doesn't create that effect of what we said, right? Like knowing the packaging, knowing all these stuff. But one thing that I would definitely taught if I were the teacher is like at least to tell them like, hey, if you see candies, being handed out or any kind of snacks being handed out, you know where the source is. Is it a friend who you know well, that you trust them? Like otherwise, really always look at the packaging of the snacks first, right? If it's just like a plastic bag with like a little candy, you might want to be a little bit more careful about it.
Well, with proper labeling, I think it should be easily identified that these products have the marijuana content. I think the other thing we should warn the users is that don't try to bring these kind of products out overseas.
Yeah, that's true.
If you travel, I buy some snacks and bring it overseas. It would be dangerous because in a lot of countries, these are classified as illegal.
Yeah.
They treat as drugs,
Yeah.
So you end up with unnecessary legal problem.
Yeah.
Or even get jail for that,
That's very true.
So really watch out because, it's quite a habit that you'll buy some snacks on an airplane.
Yeah. Very true. So we kind of talk about these things, right? Like we know marijuana are bad, but like maybe we can remind a little bit of our audience here. Like what are some negative effects of marijuana edibles or marijuana in general, maybe?
I think it's quite similar to taking marijuana directly.
Yeah.
But mainly there are a few things we should watch out. The first thing is psychotic episodes. Mm-hmm. And then hallucination. Hallucination meaning you have you can see or hear something very strange,
Yeah.
Okay. Paranoid. Paranoid is when you are really become some sort of extreme character,
Yeah.
And then panic attacks. Mm-hmm. Panic attacks.
So easy to get worried. All of a sudden, then you're just like
you feel heart attacks coming, something like that, Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then one common thing is the impaired motor ability. You know what I mean? It becomes you begin to feel you can't control your fingers. You can't really control your legs, or even your neck, that sort of negative effect,
Got it.
So watch out. It's easy. It's not really some kind of a game or joke.
Mm. Cool. So maybe remind ourselves, when it comes to packaged snacks, right? You will never know when you're gonna encounter them. Although we might say like, hey, only sold in the illegal shop, but like similar to cigarettes, similar to alcohol, like although it have a specific shop that we shop from, but it could always be accessible through people.
Well, in fact, I've checked that you can easily buy it online.
Yeah, that too. Right.
And in fact, I've seen some of the packaging. It's quite attractive.
Yeah.
So that's why I just argue, how the government is going to control this sort of packaging. I don't know, but to me at least, it looks quite interesting to have this sort of packaging.
Yeah.
And so you better look after your kids or your children that they won't take this sort of snacks accidentally.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, it's kind of like an education thing, right? Like a common sense thing, right? Like you're aware of these kind of things will be off the market. You might, run into them very soon. What can you do to prevent yourself and your loved ones not accidentally taking these things and not knowing that this is actually marijuana edibles and stuff like that? So I think this video, the purpose of that is really to raise the awareness of it and hope that you guys gain some value onto it. Share this video with your friends, families, right? Like these kind of things are always good to spread and good to know. If you like these kind of videos where we kind of talk about social issues, environmental issues, let us know. Like comment below and let us know. And also don't forget to subscribe our channel, as well as clicking the bell button so that you can get the notification for the next video coming up. So yeah, that's it for this video. Anything to add?
Wish you good luck.
All right, talk to you guys on the next video.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.